What's up, everybody? This is Trent over at Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans. Welcome back. I am solo again today. Uh, Again, I shouldn't say again. Last time I was solo was a couple weeks ago, but I am solo tonight. I just want to let everybody know at the top of the show, Kyle is he's out. He's a little bummed out over the passing of Mac Miller. He was a big Mac Miller fan, and he's taking it kind of hard. And him and I talked about it today, and I didn't really get it. I really didn't know who Mac Miller was till I heard he died. So it was new for me. But we talked about it. He told me how much he meant to him and how important Mac Miller was and in his life. So I said, you know what? I kind of got it because I felt that way about some celebrities. I'm 36, so for me, when Michael Jackson died, it was a big deal. So I can kind of relate to what Kyle's going through. So he's a little bummed out. Send him your condolences. If you're a Mac Miller fan, hit him up. Hit us up on the We Talk Impact Twitter. Kyle will see that. But in the meantime, I'm hearing a rumor he's drowning his sorrows at the nearest McDonald's somewhere. So if you're in somewhere in New York City, you see a slob crying into his fries. That's Kyle. But no, in all seriousness, Kyle, bummed out for you, buddy. But hopefully you're back with me next week. Anyway, so hey, I'm here. We're here just to break down Impact Wrestling from last week. I mean, it's we're gonna be doing the September 6th episode, and I'd like to break it down a little bit. Not too long a review. I don't want to get too deep into it as far as everybody's seen the show. If you've seen the show, you know what happened. You know what's going on. But I want to just analyze it a little bit from my perspective, being an insider working for AEW Pro Wrestling. I know a lot of these guys. A lot of these guys wrestle for AEW, so I see them all the time. And just to give a little inside perspective, similar to what I do on another podcast called Backstage Boys, which is focused on indie wrestling. But on this one, so we're going to start off. We're going to kick it off here. It was Petey Williams and Rich Swann. It was a rematch from Redefined the week prior. And I love both these guys. Rich Swann is a cool dude. I know Rich Swann personally. The guy is great. And I'm a big fan of his. Petey, if you're an original TNA fan like I am, Petey Williams he's a legend. He might not think he's a legend, but I think he's a legend. Petey Williams is old school. He's one of those guys who's been there for a long time through all the ups and downs. So for me, Petey Williams is, I regard him really highly, and especially the man created the Canadian Destroyer, which is the most overused move now. I think for a while it was the super kick, and now any show you go to, somebody's throwing 18 Canadian Destroyers. I wish this guy got commission on every time somebody threw a Canadian Destroyer. But rematch from Redefined. And it was cool. It was a back and forth. These guys, good chemistry. I wouldn't mind seeing them do it again, actually. Hey, give him a series, man. Remember like Chris Benoit and Booker T, Best of 7 series? Do it for these guys. I feel like they're similar build, X Division guys, and young and old. It could be fun to watch. So it was cool. A lot of back and forth. Swann hit his shooting star. Williams kicked out. Seidel was out there doing commentary. He got on. He got involved. Kind of distracted Swann a bit. So I guess they're leading towards Seidel and Swann here. But distracted Swann. Petey hit a Canadian Destroyer in Canada, which is huge pop. You hit it in Canada, it's like I don't know. It's like it's patriotic, I guess. A Canadian Destroyer in Canada. I guess maybe I'm wondering if the Irish Whip is a big deal in Ireland. I never paid attention. I should. But Petey goes over there. And after that, Rich Swann, gets on the mic. Or I'm sorry, he confronts Matt Seidel. He basically tells him, "Leave me alone. I don't want anything to do with you, man. I don't need you. Leave me alone. Quit bugging me." So obviously they're leading up to something here. This should be fun. Again, those two guys, I can see good chemistry already. Rich Swann is super talented, as is Matt Seidel. So, by the way, Matt Seidel rocking his new T-shirt, which is available on shopimpact.com. Cool shirt. The color scheme is pretty cool, actually. Kind of goes with anything. Check it out. It's actually kind of nice. And from there, we had Joe Hendry, who I'm a big fan of all of a sudden. At work today, I was listening to his theme song, his entrance music today, like 3-4 times at work. And it's fun. It's just such a fun song. It's like a ballad, but I like it. I really like it a lot. So Impact Wrestling YouTube, if you see, I don't know, maybe half a dozen plays on that song today, that's for me. Uh, Debuts a new music video of his today. It was Platonic Love. See it to believe it. I can't even do it justice. This guy is. I never knew who he was until he came to Impact. I know he's a big deal in the UK, but this guy is great. The songs are awesome. So just watch it. It's on the website impactwrestling.com. Check it out. See it for yourself. From there, we had a couple of my personal favorites, the Desi Hit Squad. Remember, it's pronounced Desi. And I'm telling you, as a guy with South Asian descent here, the word is Desi, not Desi, as Josh Matthews likes to call it. Desi. It's not Desi Arnaz. It's Desi. Soften it. It's a soft culture. We're soft people. Uh, but yeah, it includes my good buddy here, Rohit Raju, also known as Hakeem Zayn, if you seen him around previously, and Gursinder Singh with the great Gama Singh taking on Joe Hendry and Grado. And you know, it was a short match. It wasn't anything too long, but it was a good back and forth. I think the idea right now is we got to let the Desi Hit Squad has to look strong, and at the same time we're feeding the story with Grado, Joe, and Katarina. The whole sleeping with the best friend's girl kind of thing, and it's been going pretty good. I like where they're headed. I like how all of it's fallen into place. I like the Desi Hit Squad looking strong. I think the vignettes have been great. It's time to make them look serious and look like contenders. And I like the entrance, the look. They're very serious about it, which is really cool. So back and forth match. Ends up with Gursinder hitting a sky high on Grado to pick up the win for the Desi Hit Squad. And after that, Katarina's freaking out on Grado, calling him a loser, an embarrassment. And she says she's not in love with him. The crowd loves this kind of stuff. They're eating this up. There's a lot of, oh, no, in the crowd, which is great. But then she drops the hammer. She says she's in love with his best friend, Joe Hendry. And then she kisses Joe. But he pushes her away because he's a good goddamn best friend. And that's what a best friend does. And he says, Grado's not an embarrassment. She is. And then she slaps the shit out of him and storms off to the back. Now, I don't know where they're going now. I mean, it kind of left us a little puzzled. If you were following it like I was, and I'm sure everybody else was, we thought it was the inevitable. This was a cheating situation, but I don't know, man. It's Joe's unless this is a swerve, bro. A swerve. This could be a swerve. This could be Joe swerving it, and they could be in on this. I don't know. A lot of places you can go with this one right now. A lot of things up in the air. Katarina's pissed. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. I should know. I've pissed a lot of women off in my life, and I've seen that look. They don't like when they get angry. That's it. You're done. You're on the shit list. There's no coming back here. Grado, you're screwed. Joe Hendry, if this is not a swerve, you're screwed too. I don't know. Anyway, glad the Desi Hit Squad looks strong here. It's going to be good for them as they move up the ranks. We get into the back. Joe and Grado reaffirm their friendship. He kind of says, "Hey, I love you, buddy. You're my guy. How the hell could you ever think I'd do that to you?" Yes. Hey, they're laughing. They're giggling. Again, could be a swerve, bro. Hashtag Vince Russo, bro. Swerve. King of swerves. Maybe this is a swerve. We'll see. In the meantime, the two of them are great. I wonder if they really are really close friends. I'm guessing they are. They're both from Scotland. I think Joe Hendry's from Scotland too. But yeah, fun thing. Grado's good. People love Grado. We got a little preview for the MediaCon event, Impact versus the UK. That's fun. We're gonna have a review on that too on Total Nonstop Impact. We're gonna have a quick breakdown for that one. I'll be doing that as well. Again, Kyle being out, I'll be taking care of that one. So look for that one too. That's gonna drop Thursday, right before the new episode of Impact. So just kind of a lead in, a little bit of a brush up. It's not gonna feed into any any storyline or anything. I mean, not much. They did a little bit of story, but I'm just gonna quick use it as a lead-in. Use this as a lead-in. Something to listen to before you jump on your couch and watch Impact on Pop. From there, we go backstage. The smoke show is starting, and Scarlett Bordeaux, the smoke show, and KM's there. He's thanking Scarlett for her advice and to do things Fala's way, and leading to that tag team victory. And she teases. She said she'll do anything for a man with power. Before she takes off with Bobo. Bobo is interesting. I want to see more Bobo. I think more people want to see Bobo. But I like KM and Fala. I'm a huge fan, man. I think the tag division of Impact is super healthy with a lot of teams you can just level up one at a time. But the problem is the top of the tag team division is super strong. You have LAX and the OGs completely holding it down at the top. It's like these other teams are... Desi Hit Squad isn't strong enough just yet. Cam and Fala are more the comedy tag team, so you can't have them, dethroned yet. Nobody's really ready to take that down. So what do you do? I mean, how do you level up? I mean, so the thing is, in the meantime, this is good. You level these guys up with more credibility, smaller wins, things with Scarlett. Get them over in other ways for now, which I think is brilliant. I mean, you have to keep them, you have to make them look good because it's got to be believable when they do level up. So, pretty good. This is fun. Scarlett's the smoke show, man. She's a head turner. We have her at AEW all the time. She turns heads there constantly. I see it. I see the cameras, the flashes. It's unbelievable. From there, we got the best man on the mic, the best in the business today, Eli Drake. He's on there. He's reflecting on the last couple weeks. He's saying everybody's trying to impress him, but he's not impressed. It takes a lot to impress Eli Drake, and so he throws out an open challenge, and he says, "Who can impress me? Somebody get out here to impress me, because I'm not impressed." And out comes Stone Rockwell. I know nothing about Stone Rockwell. I've seen a couple of things on social media, and I guess he's doing some stuff on the Twitch channel, but I don't know. He's kind of like this adventurer, Crocodile Dundee type of guy. Steve Irwin he's funny though. Hell of a smile. The man's got a pearly white smile. It looks super happy to be there. He takes on the open challenge, and he eats a gravy train for his trouble. Poor guy. He had the right intention. So Stone Rockwell, not the greatest debut. So from that we got a little commercial for Bound for Glory and the TV tapings that are coming up the Monday and Tuesday after Bound for Glory. I'm going to Bound for Glory, as is Kyle. Kyle lives local. I think he'll be able to go to the TV tapings. I unfortunately can't. I got to get back in Chicago for work. I would love to be at the TV tapings. It's bumming me out that I can't. Unless something else majorly changes, I can't be there. But, we'll see. I still got about 5 weeks-ish to see where it lands. But, in the meantime, I will be at the pay-per-view. Bound for Glory. It'll be my third Bound for Glory. I went to 2008, 10 years ago. And I went to 2011. And I'll be going to 2018. So 2008 was Sting Joe. 2011 was Rude and Angle. 2011 was good, man. It had Rude Angle, Sting and Hogan rematch, Jerry Lynn RVD. What a crazy show. And then now, I have no doubt this is going to be a fantastic Bound for Glory. The roster's too damn good. From that, we have a great Lucha Brothers promo. Phoenix does most of the talking. His English is pretty good. Penta does most of it in Spanish. But I know these two guys, they're great. And it's legit. Phoenix's English is much better when we talk. But these two look so good, and they're two of the best in the world. Absolutely in the world. A lot of rumors flying around about these two leaving the Indies, leaving Impact. leaving Lucha, MLW, heading to WWE. Penta shot it down, said nope, it's not happening. And I believe even Meltzer jumped in and said it's not happening. So I hope it's not. I don't want these guys to go. I really don't, man. Uh, I mean, obviously, I want the best for them financially for their careers, but man, they're so good writing their own ticket right now, and they're handling things. I see them. They make, they're doing really well independently. They're their own boss. They're doing fantastic. I don't want them to go. Maybe call me selfish. I love them where they're at. I get to see them, once a month at AEW at least, and see them put on amazing performances. So they're great dudes. From there, we head to the locker room of this unnamed faction. I don't know if we're gonna get a name for this faction. I don't know what to call it, but it's Aries, Moose, and Killer Kross. They're a good-looking group. Moose is decked out. Moose is like Studio 54 decked out right now. Heel turns come with better fashion. I mean, Austin's a pretty good dresser. He's a pretty tame dresser, but he's like a good dresser. Moose is ready to like hit the club. He's ready to go dance after the show's over, which I think is convenient because the venue they're in right now in Toronto is a club. So, hey, maybe Moose went dancing afterwards. The name slips my mind of the venue right now, but yeah, it's an awesome place, man. How good does that look on TV? They're in the back, and Alicia barges in. Alicia too barges in to get some answers, and they go, no, "There's nobody knock over here. What the hell's going on?" And they yell, and she leaves. No answers. They don't have to answer anybody. And then Alicia and then Alicia comes in and starts yelling at Moose. How could you do this to Eddie and this and that? Again, I criticize Alicia a lot. I feel she just needs to relax, get a little more natural with her delivery. Right now, Alicia sounds like she's trying to remember lines, and I think she can do a lot better. Eddie had that same problem too. Until the last couple months, it started really settling in with Eddie. And obviously, Eddie's a more seasoned veteran, but let's see. I want Alicia to grow with that as well. I think she can do it. It's like any performance. It's art, You gotta just practice at it. But from that, we had a knockouts championship match. Tessa taking on Su Yung, and Tessa's defending. She's defending the title in a rematch. This is one I won this time though. Su Yung comes out, no bridesmaids, sans bridesmaids. Still an awesome entrance. Su Young's fantastic. What a freaking talent. I believe she's an undead bride. Like if I didn't know her like I know her, I'd believe she's an undead bride. But great back and forth. And you got Tessa, who is one of the best wrestlers. Like I like when Callis says that. He's like, she's not just one of the best female wrestlers. She's one of the best wrestlers in the world today, which I think is awesome. And that's true. She is so damn good. I saw her at Warrior Wrestling over here in Chicago last weekend, and total sweetheart, total sweetheart. I'm so happy for her success. She's great. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get her in Chicago here for AEW one of these days. She's interested in doing it. We'll see what happens. I'd love to have her over here. Back and forth, Su and Tessa. Pretty intense match. I mean, these two they go hard. And Tessa at the end, Su was going for her panic switch. Tessa countered it, got hit the buzzsaw. Title retention. Still your Knockouts champion. That belt is beautiful. I saw it in person. Gorgeous belt. And retain. After that, though, the bridesmaids come out. And they got a casket that says Tessa on it. So, I mean, this isn't over. I'm thinking Bound for Glory and an epic build could be in store here. But here's the thing. You got Allie and Kira Hogan in the mix. So, Sue hit Tessa with the panic switch. She was carrying over to the coffin. And then Allie and Kira came out, made the save. And they super kicked Sue off to the ramp. They saved Tessa, who's their enemy. And Tessa's like, I don't need your help. Get away from me. I don't need you. Basically shoot him off and said, why are you helping me? I wouldn't have helped you. I don't know where that's going. I don't want to test a face turn though. She's too good of a heel. I don't ever want her to be a face. Like her dad, Tully, was never a face. So don't be a face. I mean, the people can cheer you because you're damn good, but I don't ever want her to be a face. From there, we had the commercial for the Mexico tapings, 13th and 14th of this month. How cool! That's tomorrow. I'm sorry, that's Wednesday and Thursday. So they'll be in um, they'll be in Mexico taping when Impact is airing on Thursday. A little wonky. I mean, the guys can't even see their own show, which is a bummer. But how cool is that? Mexico Impact tapings in Mexico. That is so cool. I can't wait to see what this looks like. I'm super excited. What a great thing that's going on. Canada tapings, Mexico, New York, the UK special. What's next? Honestly, where are they going next? I want them in Chicago. Selfishly, I want them here. But what's next? There's so much that can, and I love the partnerships. All sorts of good stuff. Reputation building is happening, and it's great. It's been so fun to see this. From that, so we had a little preview. So if you're in Mexico, go to these tapings. Get out there. It's gonna be fun. Um, Brian Cage, this is his second speaking promo now. Side note, I believe it's his third. If you remember TNA days, when he had his tryout during the gut check, and he was cut. I think he said something then. I don't remember offhand, but I remember being really angry that Jay Bradley got picked over Brian Cage. That was complete horseshit to this day. It is complete horseshit. Didn't make any sense. I think Jay Bradley was friends with Corrigan or something, which I know he is. Otherwise, this makes no sense. Anyway, water under the bridge. I'm glad Brian Cage is here now. He's incredible. Again, another guy I saw last week at Warrior Wrestling, and he also had the X Division title with him. Another beautiful belt, as did Austin Aries, who was also at the Warrior Wrestling event. Another great belt. The titles are beautiful. If you ever see these in person, ask to hold them. They're absolutely great. But Brian Cage, he explains why he helped Penta and Phoenix against OVE, and you know, he basically put the challenge out to OVE and Sami. He's like, you're not gonna get one up on me. Sami has pissed off a lot of people. Talk about the amount of feuds this guy's got going on. He's got a lot out there. Irons in the fire. The dude's incredible. He can do anything. Um, he is top guy in the wrestling business today. I think Sami Callihan is a top guy, especially on the independent level. He sets the tone of what this business is on the independent spirit and writing your own ticket. Um, from that, we had a really cool, what I like to call these mini movies, LAX and OG mini movies. Conan and King, they arrive at, it's like basically it's the boss's house, and they sit in front of the commission, and the commission, it's the elders of the gang, and the commission basically tells them violence has gone too far. The fact that they've involved children is that's it. You've broken the code. Conan mentions the G code, how it's not being followed. King retaliates. He says they raised the snake. They should expect them to bite. And he says, it was okay when you guys did it, but when I do it, you're trying to keep me down. I mean, it's so good. I mean, Eddie Kingston, I swear, I don't think he even gives himself enough credit for being such a good actor. He's doing so natural, exactly what the young hothead would do and say. Um, anyway, at the end of it, the decree was the commissioner tells them that both sides are going to have to settle on a ceasefire until Bound for Glory, where now he has placed Eddie Kingston on the team with the OGs against LAX with Conan. Conan's coming out of retirement. This is a big deal. I can't remember his last match. I'm trying to remember. Maybe somewhere in Mexico, obviously multi-man thing. Conan's older. He's a little beat up, but he's a legend, and I'm sure he can hang. I don't expect him to do too much. I think he'll have a couple of spots. If he can still do Rolling Thunder, the place will explode. We'll see. But I'm just gonna be happy to see Conan perform. That's pretty cool. It's gonna be interesting. Not sure how much he can do, but hey, whatever he does, he's coming out and standing on the apron. So that's awesome. From there, we had a 6-man. This one's fun, guys. This one, OVE, Sammy Jake, and Dave Christ, and taking on Zach Wentz, Ace Austin, and Trey Miguel. Uh, it's the young guys. It's the youngins taking on the vets. I know all those guys, every one of them from AEW. I get to see them all. They're all great dudes. Zach and Trey, especially being on Impact, is like, oh, I'm their biggest cheerleader. I see these guys all the time in AEW. I'm a huge fan of them. They're great dudes, and they're my favorite wrestling company. What more can I ask for? These guys are all Ohio trained guys. I don't know about Ace Austin. I think he is too. I just met Ace recently, but these guys are all great dudes. They're all, kind of from the same cloth. So the chemistry was there. The chemistry was like on fire. Back and forth, flying hurricane, sunset flips, power bombs, launch pads, dives, you name it, back and forth. But ended with OVE hitting the all-seeing eye on Ace Austin, and they won. It was down. It was a short match, but it was a great match. So I hope to see more of them. Please give me more of those 3 guys and build them. This is the youth. This is what TNA did in the early days. They built a lot of youth up. Nobody knew what AJ Styles was. Nobody gave a shit to AJ Styles. He was a guy as small and young and skinny as these guys. And look at him today. He's the top dog. It happens. Everybody starts. And it takes a company getting behind them to build them. I think these are 3 prime examples of guys you can build. They're hungry. They're energetic. The youth is on their side. Use it. Exploit it. Whatever. But they're great. From there, we had the new faction. I need this faction to have a name. I don't know. Something. Aries, Kross, and Moose came out. Moose is revealing why he betrayed Eddie. And basically, it's a classic tale. I was there for you. Where were you when I needed you? And Eddie wasn't there. So Moose said, hey, I lost to Austin Aries. And I was contemplating retirement. I had a concussion. You never came and saw me once, but I was there for you during your hard times when you were going through stuff with your wife and all sorts of stuff. And who was there for you and checked you out? But, man, and then he says, you know who was there for him? It was Austin Aries and Killer Kross. They were there for him. Hey, I think that, some people said it was a little loose. They said, hey, why would they be there for him? I said, look. If you wrestle a guy, you know how tough he is. You know what he's capable of. If you can get that guy on your side, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you get him on your side and convince him to ride with you and get the most out of it? Hey, why not? So he did it. He jumped. Moose, heel, came out looking like $1,000,000. His shoes were sparkling under those lights. Diamond crusted shoes. Hey, being a heel comes with money. Hey, listen, Austin Aries always looks great. Killer Kross has a really nice coat. Hey, listen, whatever Austin Aries is doing, leading this group, he's doing it right. Everybody's looking great. Johnny Impact interrupts and basically books the match and says it's going to be him versus Austin Aries for the World Championship at Bound for Glory. Aries says, what are you booking matches now? And I agree. I was like, well, wait a minute. Where did this come from? Last I saw, Johnny Impact was fighting Congo Kong. So I don't even know where this came from. I need more out of this one. I'm not thrilled about it. I'll be honest. I love Impact. I'm not thrilled about this main event. I'm not thrilled on where I think it might end up, too. I understand, though. I looked at it like it was a little loosely booked, but I looked at it like I know why it's happening. I thought about it. I said, wait a minute. Johnny is on Survivor coming up in the fall. He's a name. The guy is a name. This is the business. This is TV. The name's got to be featured. So Johnny Impact's featured. I get it. Now, look, he might now win the belt. I don't know. I hope not. I like that. Aries is a great champion. To me, I think it's great that he just doesn't lose. So I like that. But so we'll see, man. if they build it right, I can get into it. Right now, I'm not. I was never a big Johnny guy. Never a huge fan. The guy looks like $1,000,000. He's super talented. I'm just never a huge fan of him. Never got into it. But again, if they build it right, I can get into it. I'm willing to give it a shot. Why not? So do it. Do that for me and back. Show me. Get me into it. Get me and everybody else into it. Because this did come out of nowhere, so we're gonna need something. They basically brutalize old Johnny here, and they wrap him in a chair around his neck, and they put him against the post. They smashed another chair into him. Looked brutal. Looked like, I don't know how they pulled it, but looked like it hurt. And Aries, Kross, and Moose lay out Impact the same way they did Eddie the week before, and that's the end of the show. So right now we have 2 matches confirmed for Bound for Glory, with the OGs and LAX with Conan and King joining, taking each other on, and then Aries and Johnny Impact. So 2 booked. We're about a month away. So yeah, you guys got a month to build it. Give me a month. The tapings are going on in Mexico. These are very crucial on what's going to happen. I'd love to see how this pans out for the next 4 weeks. So, anyway, that was a good episode. Not too much wrestling, a lot of story. This was a story episode, and you had enough wrestling. The wrestling was good on it. It was solid. X Division, a little bit of some knockouts, little heavyweight, quick stuff. But it was a story heavy story episode, which you need. You got to further all the stories. There's a lot going on. What I love about this creative team right now is that there's so much happening. There's so much happening. They have everybody in something, and I'm willing to even take on more. Bring some of the guys who aren't doing anything, put them into something. Even if it's small stuff. That one thing I will say, I was listening to Bruce Pritchard's podcast, Something to Wrestle, and they're talking about like Hogan 89, 90. I was listening to an older episode, and I started thinking back on that era, and I remember. And also, this I will say, reminiscent of the Vince Russo era when he was writing, especially the Vince Russo era. Every single person on the roster had something. And I know Russo did that in WCW too. And that's one thing he doesn't get enough credit for. What a brilliant thing. Even if it was something so dumb and small, he had them featured. You're on TV. Even if it's 2 minutes, storyline, skit, squash matches, something where everybody got TV time and was featured in something. Even if it's 2 lower tier guys feuding with each other, build it. I'm okay with that. Do it. Totally cool. I love that kind of stuff. I'll give me more of it. I'll take as much of that stuff. I know we're limited though. We only got 2 hours. And I know they do Explosion. They put that online. It's on the GWN app. So there's stuff out there. But I don't mind. Give me some more. You want to fill some stuff in? Backstage skits, do it. No harm. But they're doing a good job. So far, everybody who is featured in something is featured nicely, which I like. So far we're in a good spot. I think from here. So this Thursday's Impact is going to be, I think, the last one from Toronto. And then next week on is, it's going to be, I'm guessing 3 episodes. Probably 3 episodes of Mexico. So 3 episodes of Mexico, and we're at Bound for Glory. So let's see what happens. Guys, I am looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Quick preview for this week's Impact. We're going to have Joe Hendry and Grado plan to surprise Katarina. They want to cheer her up, kind of get her back in good graces. So that's going to be going on. A little update on Johnny Impact. We're going to be talking, I'm sure they'll recap the Wrestling Media Con show, which we're going to recap too. So look for that episode. We'll drop it on Thursday. Lucha Brothers return to face the Cult of Leigh, and so much more. So, we'll see what else. I can't leave out my boys, KM and Fala. They're going to be on there. They got some big plans according to KM. Some plans. And then the Smoke Show is going to get on there, of course. and then OVE and Sami. They're all gonna be on. Much more to happen. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a great episode. Thank you guys for joining me again. Shout out to Kyle. Sorry you're feeling bummed, bud, but hopefully he's back next week. Give Kyle your good thoughts. Follow us, guys. Follow us at We Talk Impact on Instagram. We Talk Impact on Twitter. We Talk Impact on Facebook, and Total Nonstop Impact on YouTube. The podcast here is available on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and TuneIn Radio. More to come. I'm working on Google Play, hopefully in the next couple days. Still under review as far as I checked today. So we're out there. Rate, review, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Let people know. Let us get us up there. I mean, we're trying to do an Impact talk show like podcast. Obviously, today is a one-man talk show. But if you listen to the last week's, you'll see what we're going for. We're back and forth banter. We're fun. There's clips. There's audio. There's all sorts of wacky stuff. So check it out. Let us know what you think. Subscribe on all the platforms you use. And connect with us. Let us know who you are. Instagram's kicking up. I've been using that lately too. So We Talk Impact. Again, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Look for us. You can follow me, Trent, at Vanilla Joke on Twitter. Vanilla Joke on Instagram. And connect with me too. Let me know what's going on. Kyle does not have a personal anything. He's the company man. Follow him there. You can also listen to me on the Backstage Boys podcast, which is at the BSB Show on Twitter. And again, look for Backstage Boys on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and TuneIn Radio. We are a indie-focused podcast. I co-host it with my buddy Basil, and we both work for AEW Pro in production and creative capacities. So we kind of give you the ups and downs, what goes on, what can go wrong, what goes right. The trials and tribulations of an independent promotion. And I talked about the guys. We have a lot of insight. We don't give anything away, but we want to keep some mystery there. But we talk about what it takes to bring it to the people. So check us out there. And again, don't forget, Bound for Glory tickets. Limited tickets are remaining for GA only. Melrose Ballroom, October 14th. Check that out. Get your tickets. Check out shopimpact.com for all the merch. I know they're merging the UK stores. That's going to be cool. Keep an eye for that, guys. There's some UK merch that's like ridiculous that you don't get in the US. So keep an eye for it. I'm looking forward to it. Let's check it out. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. We'll see you again next week. Bye.